Hey guys, it's Lisa from Arcane and Stellar, and today I've got a 6-pile pick a card reading. This is going to be focusing on your love life in April 2019. So it won't really look at career unless that somehow factors into your love life, but it's just going to kind of be like a focus on how you will be doing romantically throughout April 2019, kind of what led you, how you've been like kind of up to this month, and then kind of how your month is overall going to go, what you can kind of look out for. We've had a lot of like astrological changes lately, like a lot of different little struggles here. We've had Mercury retrograde, which was actually, I think, one of the worst ones that I felt, at least for me personally, in the past few years, and I know many others feel the same. Like the last two Mercury retrogrades weren't that big of a deal to me, but this one, like, it hit hard. And we've also had other changes, like Uranus is going into Taurus finally, or it went into Taurus finally, and for like Scorpio risings and Capricorn risings, that could really affect your love life. I can tell you that personally, when Uranus went into my 7th house, which it will be for Scorpio risings, that's actually when I met my husband, and it was towards the end of the transit, but you can have a lot of relationship changes. I mean, wherever, it doesn't always have to be. I think there's a misconception, of course it's not about tarot, but I think there's a misconception that Uranus has to bring bad stuff, kind of like the Tower. Like, I don't look at the Tower in tarot as such always a bad card. Sometimes we need that shake-up to change us, and Uranus is really good at that as well. So I'm hoping that April's energy is going to be way better, especially because my birthday's this month. Yeah, I'm in Aries. So guys, yeah, 6 piles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I made some new numbers, so maybe they'll look better. I don't even know if you can see the details on camera, but yeah, you can go ahead and pause the video at this moment, meditate, use a pendulum, use your intuition to choose a pile that you think will resonate with you. And if it does resonate with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. If it doesn't, there are plenty of other people on YouTube that do pick a card readings. I'm just trying to get the best message that I can for everyone, but it may not always, reach you in the way that you need. So, yeah, if it doesn't, resonate with you, just, that's how it goes. But thank you guys, and I really hope you all have a wonderful April. Bye-bye, Mercury retrograde. Hey, pile number 1. So, for your April 2019, so, for the first card in the tarot, we have the High Priestess. I'm using this card kind of as what has led you to April, what's been kind of behind you, that's come, like, kind of the root of your energy for April. Like, what place have you been in, so, like, and how you're entering April. So you have the High Priestess, and that really makes me see that you've been doing a lot of spiritual work. Maybe even, like, away from romance, maybe you've been thinking about manifesting what you want in a, and thinking about what you want in your life romantically. I wouldn't say, the High Priestess isn't, like a very romantic card to get. She's about, spiritual knowledge and higher knowledge, intuition. So you may have been more focused in the past few months or last month on retuning and like getting in touch with your inner self and getting to know what you like kind of really want. So I think you're coming into you've probably been doing a lot of spiritual work, whether and this can lead into, for some of you, you'll come into this with maybe some energy from like getting like doing some spiritual work. We have the 6 of Cups, and that can talk about like childhood. And, okay, this can play out in different ways. I mean, this is a general reading, so there are just multiple people watching with different situations. For those that are single, there are a few different options as well. It could be that you're really still delving into, like, maybe you have childhood issues that have been, like, bothering you, or that you think are the root of some of your issues. Maybe you have insecurities that are holding you back in your love life, or you have things where that you have roots in your childhood, and they're affecting you. Or for some of you, you may run into, an old friend, and it could turn into something romantic. Or you could, if you're in a partnership, you could, begin like maybe being a bit more childish, like, like trying to have a little bit more fun, have a little bit, it's a little bit more innocent fun. If it's been a heavy energy, you're going to be more like playful and like, let's go, do something fun. So it's good energy. Six of Cups is generally a good energy. And then we have Justice. Some of you, like I said, with connecting with that Six of Cups, if it's like that you've been doing a lot of spiritual work, and you've been, those of you that are doing spiritual work, and you've been thinking about your childhood and how it may have affected who you are now, you may be looking for some kind of balance with that. Justice, it could be that you're seeking justice, but I think that's a little bit generalized. I think that many of you are just seeking balance in how can you balance out some of those, you then and you now, kind of. Find that balance between being, a child and being an adult, and how that can affect, whether it's, bad things from your childhood, like I said, that have affected you up until this day, like finding a balance between those things, or maybe even some of you are, because this is, some of you that might be in a new relationship could be trying to start something new, like for maybe moving into a new house together or getting a place together. Although that's only the case for some of you. It would be like a new thing, first time like living together perhaps. Those of you in longer term relationships, you may be a little bit more reflecting on the past as well, thinking about what, how you met, and kind of maybe you have some ideas about where you'd like to go. Maybe some of you are thinking about how can my partner and I, like, buy a house, or how can we start something new, something like, stable and financial, on the financial side of things. Or perhaps some of you are more focused this month on your finances and yourself a little bit more than romance. But that may be not the case for many of you, because we do have a close friend acts on your behalf. So the Golem, a close friend acts on your behalf. So yes, some of you may have a childhood friend come back, or a friend may help you resolve some of your childhood issues. Perhaps, you can talk about it with them, and they'll be like, maybe even somebody that you experienced something with. If it was, something a memory that you share with someone, you could, relay it to them and maybe discuss it. And then we have the Maiden, a new relationship blossoms. So for some of you, you may be in a new relationship. You may be buying a gift or something this month, or receiving a gift from a new relationship with the Page of Pentacles. You could be getting some kind of, you may be cementing some kind of stability together in the form of like a material item, like I said, like a gift, or maybe some of you could be moving in together. But there are definitely, it says, romantic feelings, and very soon. So I think that for some of you that are single, that have been really just doing a lot of self-work, I think that very soon you're going to be open and able to have romantic feelings, and there will be somebody that comes into your life where you can have these feelings with them. And let's see here, healing. So, healing. It goes along with the High Priestess, really, like, in my opinion, like in the spread that I'm seeing, is reconnecting with your true nature. And that's what many of you are probably doing, is kind of going back to childhood and thinking about, who am I really? Like, what have I become, kind of? What have I become over the years? Like, I used to be like this, and then now I'm like this. And some of you may also be on the other spectrum, like, why am I like this? Like, what had happened? Like, what made me like this? Why did I become, like, so guarded? Or why did I become so insecure? Or, working with ourselves and trying to find balance. And reconnecting with that nature. And then we have the flame tree, sorry. And it's the start of something new. So I think that some of you may be starting a new relationship. But I think most of you are just going to be really like, you see this like card, it's just almost, yeah, like flames. It almost reminds you of the ace of, oh my god, the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, an Ace of Wands card. Jeez Louise, I can't talk. I think Mercury retrograde ends tomorrow. What, the 28th or something? Oh, so tomorrow's the 27th. Okay, the day after tomorrow. So flame tree, yeah, the start of something new. So some of you may even really get this healing this month, and you'll be ready to start new. And a message. Yeah, some of you will be receiving a message. It says positive news, positive outcome. Some of you may be receiving messages from somebody from your past, or from somebody who has romantic feelings for you. And I think many of you will be kind of ready to maybe to receive this information, like this news. It'll feel positive to you. It won't feel heavy. Let me check my camera. Okay, sorry about that. My camera only records for 10 minutes at a time, so I have to get up to make sure that it doesn't cut me off. Very annoying. I need to get a new camera. But yeah, so yeah, some of you could find out that a friend of yours has stood up to you. I stood up for you via message. And for some of you, a friend may be helping you heal yourself, giving you a lot of support. And there could be some romantic feelings attached to that friendship. And if there are, yeah, very soon you'll be able to explore that. You might be in a better place to do that. For some of you, though, you may be really bogged down with work. This is aimed for people that are in a relationship. You may be feeling like kind of bogged down by something. Like maybe you're in school full time or something, and you work, or you just work, and you have all these things, and you're just really trying to balance everything fairly. And you're kind of maybe remembering back when things were a bit easier. Even in your relationship, when you got to spend more time together, you may be feeling a little bit bogged down. Let me see what other messages I see here. Yeah, with this Page of Pentacles, I really feel like some of you may be starting something new. Like I said, some of you may be moving in together, or you may be giving a gift. Perhaps your romantic interest, or you have a birthday this month and you're thinking about what can you get them, Or you might be thinking about something stable for the future. Plans that are stable. As I said, like, yeah, buying a house, or moving into a place, or maybe even like buying a car. Maybe like a joint purchase. Or if you're single, it could be that you're just focusing a little bit on your career, because it's maybe on the newer side, or you're focused on your studies. But I do feel that those of you that are in that situation, you may actually have a friend that turns into something while you're doing these activities. It may be connected to whatever you're doing. If somebody does approach you with romantic feelings, it's going to be probably connected to your job or your studies, like where you study. And they could message you on, text message you or something like that. But yeah, I do think that many of you will start something new this month. like very soon, the start of something new, and this is a, you know, a love reading. Many of you, if you aren't in a relationship, you will be starting something this month. You may be, it will come a little bit slow. It may be a little bit of a friendship at first, like this, you know, a close friend's acts on your behalf, but it will probably grow into something more. As you know, I would check back next month. But yeah, if you like this type of reading, oh my god. If you like this type of reading, I love to hear about it in the comments. I would like to do more specific readings, like monthly love readings, monthly career readings, and then maybe a monthly general. But that's kind of what I like. I like to kind of, I was thinking about doing like, you know, just a specific readings so that people can kind of focus on their topic that they like instead of just a general. Because sometimes if you do a general and they want to know about their love life, you know, it's not gonna come in. So that message may not come in, right? Because there might be something else to be heard. But yeah, I really wish you all a wonderful April. Yay, spring! Okay, take care, guys. Hey, pal number 2. Whew, okay, here we got your April 2019 love reading. So, what's going to happen in your love life? Let's find out. So, for your past, you've got the Knight of Wands. That's kind of like what's leading you up to this energy and how you start at April. For some of you, you could have had a change of residence recently. You could have been traveling, but you could have just been doing something really passionate, right? With looking at some of the other cards, though, for a few of you, you may have had a really passionate guy come into your life, or woman, I guess. Some really passionate person, and some of you may feel like they kind of like let you down in some way, maybe. With this 4 of Cups here, it could be that maybe you're feeling disillusioned about the situation, kind of a little bit, like not really seeing it clearly. Some of you could have some. See, there's a Queen of Pentacles here, and the 6 of Pentacles. You're gonna have a good month. I know this isn't a financial reading or whatever. You should have a fairly good month. But the thing about the Queen of Pentacles is that she can be a little bit possessive, right? Because this is an earth energy. That doesn't mean you're an earth sign. It means that you may have some earth energy going on with you right now. And earth energy can be a little bit like possessive and maybe the jealous type. And I really just get the feeling that some of you could be deceiving yourself a little bit about a situation. And I don't think that you're being deceived. Some of you may be being deceived. But I'll get into that later. But right now I'm focused on some of you may feel that you're being deceived, but you're actually kind of deceiving yourself because you may not be seeing the situation quite clearly. You might be not looking, and like your imagination is clouding your judgment. We have that card right there. And perception, you know, beyond the veil of illusion. Some of your jealousy may be unfounded this month. So I would really like, let your friends help you to see a situation clearly. If you had someone, you know, come into your life that, you know, came on real strong and they may seem like a player or something, I would ask your friends for advice and maybe not jump to conclusions and be a little bit patient with that person. You know, if you did have a Knight of Wands type of man in your life, or woman in your life, sorry, jeez Louise, you know, you have to, it may not be, fire energy can be very difficult to nail down, you know, or get to like, they may feel a little bit elusive. And so there may be patience needed with a relationship like that. And you may have to be learning that in April, if that's your situation. For some of you, you may also just be focused maybe a little bit more on your finances. But the Six of Pentacles speaks of being able to, like, you know, being rewarded, kind of, and having enough to share. So you may be able to, like, kind of share this month, and you'll be feeling a little bit more wealthy, that you can go out and do more. For those of you in relationships, you may be able to, you know, do some fun things and have some extras. And we have remembrance, resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. Yeah, some of you may also, with the whole the four of cups and the deception and the remembrance and the perception, I really just feel like some of you also, if it isn't connected to somebody who came into your life, you could just be remembering things in the wrong, like, you know, in the wrong way, or not looking very clearly at memories. I know we don't have the Six of Cups here, it's the Four of Cups, and that's not necessarily about the past, because he's not looking at what's right in front of him. But there could be actually a focus on the past. Like, maybe some of you are really missing an ex, and you actually have a really good person, right, you know, in your vicinity. Or maybe you haven't even met them because you're too focused on the past. So, you know, imagining about the past, it, you know, it can be comforting at times, but it's not always, you know, going to help you move further, you know, into the future when you just sit in the past. As you all know, you know, you don't need to be told that, but it's just, it's so true. Even I have to use that, like, advice often. Sometimes I get in these modes where I'll just be, like, so nostalgic, and I'll be, like, looking at old pictures and listening to old music, and I'll be like, this is nice and it feels good, and then sometimes it can become sad, and then you can kind of wallow in it, and it's just like, that's not helping me. I need to be working towards the future to make a good future, right? Make new memories. So, yeah, some of you may be in that type of energy where you're not really seeing what's in front of yourself, and deceiving you know, kind of, you know, deceiving yourself in a way. So I would focus on your friends. But I think that will be your overall energy for April, honestly. I don't think I see any, I don't feel like any new love coming in per se. If you're looking for that, if you are, I think that you should, like, start trying to maybe, like, put your attention to what's around you, kind of, like, don't ignore kind of what's around you in favor of, like, the past or something, or memories. And some of you may just be focused on work, you know. For those of you that have dealt with somebody, though, and you have maybe had some kind of newish type of relationship going on, where you may feel like they're deceiving you in some way, I really feel that that isn't the case. That you may be overthinking it. But yeah, that's what I see for you in pile number 2. I don't think I have any other messages here. Yeah, but some of you may be trying to, this is just a totally random message here. Some of you may be trying to save up for something big for you and your partner. Like, it could be like a big, for those of you that are in a relationship. And yeah, just keep on doing it. Keep collecting. Keep working on it. You're going to get it. Like, maybe you're trying to plan a vacation or something like that, or buy something. I feel like you just keep on going. You're almost there. Just continue to be patient. Okay, guys, that's what I see. So I really, really hope that you guys have a wonderful April 2018, and you get everything you want in your life. And have a good April. Hey, pal number 3. So your April 2019 love reading. So if you've chosen pile number 3, this is what I've got for you. The first tarot card is the 3 of Cups, and that describes kind of what led you up to April. So, like, maybe the energy you're entering April with, kind of your near past, you know, your recent past, your near past. The 3 of Cups is a great energy. So And I think overall this is a very good reading. I don't see anything negative at all. It looks like you've been in pretty good spirits. If you're single, you've just been hanging out with a lot of friends and really having a good time. Even if you're in a relationship, it may have been filled with, going out with friends. Yeah. I don't think that any of you are in. Sometimes the Three of Cups can be a third party situation, but I don't like like kind of like a triangle type of situation. But I don't think that resonates with I don't think it would resonate with almost any of you at all. With the World card though, it really coming from the Three of Cups to the World, the Two of Wands and the Nine of Cups. With the World, it's like you're feeling great. You're feeling good, like you may have completed something recently. You could be traveling. Some of you may travel in April, especially with the Two of Wands. Some of you may be in a relationship with somebody that's far away, or you may have a crush on someone who's very far away, like even in a foreign country far away. For those of you where that's the case, there is a very big chance that they could give you an offering of love of some kind, or feelings, at least to offer you some kind of feelings or heartfelt message or something. Yeah. And maybe you've been, for those of you in that type of situation, you may have been on the fence about could this even work out? And it is safe for you to love. But the one thing I want to mention about the Two of Wands, this is a person that's on the edge and looking out into the distance, and it's all about making that, it's about that fiery new beginning kind of, but it's a beginning that has to be taken, right? And for those of you that are in some kind of long distance relationship, the possibility is there, but it won't come to fruition if you don't act on it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that for this to go further, if you have such a situation, it would have to be, you have to make steps in order to further that relationship. Whether that's meeting up or something like that, or spending more time together. But that's just my specific message for those going through that type of situation. But I think for many of you, it's just going to be a really good, fun-filled month. You have good fortune in friendship, revelry and indulgence. Love yourself first. It's safe for you to love. You might be even, some of you, having a really good balance between maybe romance and friendship, with going out with your friends. Maybe you and your partner have a similar friend circle, so you guys are just having a really good time in April, just going out and doing things and having a good time. And yeah, we have yin yang, creative harmony through balance. Creating harmony through balance. Oh my god, see, I cannot read upside down, guys. Every time I do this I try to read upside down and I can't. I have my eyes, I need glasses. I'm too lazy to put them on. I don't like the way they look on me. Creating harmony through balance. And winter's end. Oh yeah, it's the end of winter, guys, for real, huh? And now you guys are going to be feeling spring. You may even feel like going out more with the world. You see all nature and stuff. You may be wanting to get out and do some outdoorsy activities. You'll be like, let's go to have a picnic, or let's go out to the park, or let's go this, let's go do that. Yeah, regeneration, rebirth, positive outcome. It's so interesting. Yeah, regeneration. You might be feeling, some of you that have oh gosh, what seasonal affective disorder, seasonal defective disorder. Seasonal affective disorder. I have it really bad, guys. Although this winter has been so much better than last, but I've really been doing a lot of inner work to keep myself sane. I get really depressed from the winter, and where I live, the winters are just pure darkness. Every day there's no sun ever. It's all just gray and dark. Yeah, so some of you may be just really wanting to get out and enjoy yourself more in your with good weather and springtime. Yeah, maybe some of you could get pregnant. I really think that's for a very, very small few of you. Really small few. But just think about springtime and just I don't know. So I just got that feeling. Yeah, the unicorn, good fortune and friendship. I really think that you are just going to have an overall great month. You're going to have that balance between like loving yourself and, you know, maybe loving someone else. It's going to feel like you're going to feel pretty complete, right? Like the world is just about being complete. And so I think you will be. And you might be thinking about, okay, I feel pretty complete, but what else can I do? Okay, what's the next step? Like, some of you may have gone to like another step recently, and you're like, okay, what's next? Now you're thinking about what's next. Like if you've gotten engaged recently, um, it could be that you're thinking about, okay, now it's time to plan the wedding. Or I'm thinking, you know, kind of like thinking ahead sort of a little bit. But like I said, with this Two of Wands energy, it's thinking ahead and it's totally within your grasp, but you have to go for it. So that's the important part about that card. You have to actually bring it to reality. But yeah, I think many of you will have, especially like, I would say women will be getting some like kind of like loving messages this month from, you know, their partners, or maybe a, like a love interest, especially those of you that have one that's far away from you. I definitely see that for April. Yeah, but you guys got a great month. So number 3, you guys are lucky. Good month. I really wish you all the best, and hopefully this resonates with you. If you like this like specific type of pick a card readings for the months, like, because I'd like to do like maybe like career in the future for each month, and then love, and kind of like make it separate for each kind of topic, so that they're more, because if I do a general one, some people want to know specifically about their love life, and I thought about doing it by astrological signs, but I don't know. I may do that in the future, and I may do like pick a cards for each sign, kind of like maybe like 2 or 3 pick a cards for each sign. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of do this, I think. But yeah, if you you can give me any opinions you have in the comments about that. But yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful April. Hey, pal number 4. So this is your April 2019 spread for your love life. So we'll start with the King of Swords, which represents kind of the energy that's brought you up to April, um, and kind of like how you know, kind of what's in your recent past. We have the King of Swords. For some of you, this may represent your energy. So you may have been in a very logical energy, very truthful, honest, and, you know, kind of straight to the point, thinking more like on the logical side. Um, some of you may be dealing with somebody like this though, and this is a sword sign, so it could be somebody. It doesn't. I'm not gonna, you know, try to make signs out of this though, because it really could be anybody. I think, um, even many of the air signs. I mean, air signs can be very logical as well, right? And the earth signs, right? So it's not just air that's logical. I think a lot of the earth signs are also logical. So, um, and have that type of energy. So it could be really anybody, um, in your life that maybe your partner, or maybe you're interested in somebody who, you know, is maybe hard to get to know. They're kind of real professional, or for some of you, I just feel like this could be a work situation. For some reason, I think with this authority and diplomacy, there could be like some kind of person that you're attracted to in your life. For some of you, anyways, and there's some kind of like blockage there on their part, like they're not letting it move forward, um, because they're maybe not in tune with their emotions, but maybe they're also just being logical, like, okay, I just know this isn't the right thing to do, right? Um, and some of you might be feeling a bit emotional about that. If you do have that situation, you might be feeling a bit emotional. You might be at their peak, because you feel really passionate about this person, and you feel like it's kind of like true love, right? So you may be in an energy. If you have that situation, really the point is to like kind of, you know, I see like kind of 2 different outcomes for that. We have the Two of Swords, so that could be like kind of a stalemate of sorts, like where you're just not quite sure. You see with this card, the clouds are, it's cloudy, right, around her head, and around her, like down here with the moon, the emotions, right? So we have, you know, we have that representation of both the mind and the emotions, and it's kind of cloudy. So it's like she's not able to really like see things clearly. Um, so it may, but she has her eyes closed. She has the ability to like maybe stop and kind of like calm herself down and start meditating, right? And thinking and tapping into that intuition that's right there behind the clouds, right? So some of you may be needing that energy this month, like strength as well as like taming something kind of. It could be taming something in yourself, um, maybe your emotions, and being strong for a situation. Um, so some of you may need that energy. As well, you may get the clarity that will help you. If you do tap into your emotion, you'll get that clarity, that freedom, that solution. You'll think about how to get past this, right? Like how to get over this obstacle. And it is, well, oh my god, it says over here, clearing away obstacles. I didn't even read that, I promise you. I really didn't. Wow, how funny. And then protection, protection, guidance, right? Um, So if you do have a situation with somebody in your life that's kind of like that, you may find a solution. I know that's very vague, because I mean that could really like be different for everyone. You know what I mean? There's so many different situations out there. It's like specific slash vague at the same time. You know, if you're dealing with that type of energy in your life, uh, but they may just have a high position in life, and they may feel like they have a lot of responsibilities and they got to take care of those first, and you may be wanting to have passion and a good time, and they're like, no, I gotta work, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So you may feel like a little bit about that, but you might go into yourself and kind of get in tune with yourself and get control kind of your emotions, and you might find some solution to this, to your feelings, or some maybe clarity about the situation. Yeah, but we have the Nine of Cups, so I mean that's pretty much a wish fulfillment. Some of you with strength too, because with strength can talk about, well, okay, Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment. Strength can also talk about like feminine seduction, right? If you're a woman and you're looking to seduce somebody, you might be in a better energy in April to do such a thing. To use your feminine powers of seduction. Ooh. So you might be able to actually make some heat up some passion in a relationship. You might be more in that energy where you can take control of that situation, which may give you some wish fulfillment. And you may be in your head about how to do that, kind of. But like I said, it's really like just tapping into yourself, sort of, and trying to make those clouds clear away and not be too high in your emotions, but not be too logical either, right? You want that balance. So yeah, I mean, that's what I see. Some of you may just be, I don't know, because you guys really do have passion and true love. So maybe you're thinking, for some of you that are single and you're wanting passion in your life, you may be thinking about how to get your true love, and you may be in that like kind of a bad state this month though as well, where you need strength. Like, I mean, this situation can really apply to a lot of different, I mean, this advice sort of can apply to different situations. Like if you are like looking for true love, you may need to just go internally kind of, and you may feel blockage with it, but if you go, like I said, internally and to work on yourself, ask for guidance, give yourself guidance, by trying to clear your mind, to give yourself clarity, and I think you can find that strength kind of to like move forward and get some kind of wish fulfillment. And for those of you that have maybe been a little bit too logical and feeling maybe a little bit unemotional, maybe a little bit more focused on other things like studying or doing other things in life, and maybe a little bit out of tune with your emotions, you'll be able to tap into it a bit better this month. But it may still be a struggle, but you have the ability to tap into it with the strength card. But yeah, you are going to have an emotional situation this month of some kind where your emotions are going to be at their peak. So But it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It doesn't. You could just be feeling a little bit, you know, you could be feeling emotional about your wish fulfillment. You could be like, oh my god, this happened, really? Yeah, especially if you get wish fulfillment about somebody in your life, like, you know, they said what you wanted to hear, kind of, or, you know, they did what you wanted them to do, or it turned out the way you hoped it would. It's kind of like that. But yeah, I see a good month for you guys generally. I mean, nothing horrible. Maybe this energy, but like I said, this is just energy that you can battle, right? It's all doable, guys. You just have to look in yourself for that strength, and maybe sometimes to other people or other things, you know, looking up inspirational videos on YouTube or talking to people that inspire you, looking at things that inspire you, no matter whatever path you're on, whether it's improving your relationship or trying to find. Hey, pal number 5. So, April 2019 love reading. So, here we go, guys. So, we start the month of April with the energy of the Eight of Swords. So, many of you may have been feeling really like trapped in something. It could be just your thoughts, right? Because she's blindfolded. It could just be literally be trapped in your own thoughts or in a situation that wasn't pleasing you. It could be a relationship that wasn't pleasing you. Given that it's a love reading, and this is like kind of like, you know, focused on that, I would say it's like trapped in some kind of something that's affecting your love life in some way, whether it's your own thoughts and insecurities or it's a relationship that you were in. But I do see that in April you'll be walking away from that with the Eight of Cups. She turns her back on that, right? She's turning her back and walking away from it and looking kind of, you know, to the stars, looking out to the stars, looking out on horizons and thinking, you know what, there's something better for me out there. I can still make a wish and I can still want something else. And perhaps this isn't what's going to, you know, benefit me, right? And in walking away this month from whatever it is, I mean, like I said, it could be really anything, and I might get into um, more of that later in this, but it's going to open you up to great things. The Ace of Cups and Temperance, right? That's a major arcana right here, Temperance is, and it's about balancing. So for some of you, this could be like just, it was an imbalanced relationship, where maybe it wasn't, you know, flowing well with each other. Maybe you guys weren't on the same page. It could be that you're able to find that balance in yourself again by yourself without another person. Or it could be that for some of you, it could be that you find balance in the relationship again, but like, okay, I think this is going to be like a 50-50 thing, guys. At least for those that have some relationship issues, not for singles exactly. It could be for singles too. It could be taken that way. You could be walking away from things that are holding you back. Sorry, but with the relationship people, we have free yourself and give yourself a relationship a chance. See, that's the thing. Some of you may be freeing yourself from a relationship, and it's the right thing to do because you may have a soulmate out there waiting. Well, you may not. Maybe you do have a soulmate waiting out there for you, and you're not going to get it staying in that energy, right? And so you need that new emotional beginning, kind of that walk away, and let yourself be open to receive new abundance and in your love life, and a soulmate, another soulmate. I believe in multiple soulmates, but yeah. And many of you have been following your intuitions about the situation, like your intuitions. I just said intuitions. You're following your intuitions. You're following your intuition and walking away, right? You have to remember when she's blindfolded like that, yes, she may feel trapped and all that stuff, but eventually when you feel trapped, eventually you find that calm, right? And you're like, okay, now I have to just like, obviously I'm in this bad situation and I gotta figure a way out of it. And so you may be following your intuition more this month. have the dream as well. Something is revealed, insight, and breakthrough. Yeah, so you'll definitely have a breakthrough about the situation. It's this illusion, self-examination, distortion, right? So reflection. So for some of you, you may have had a reflection of yourself that just wasn't accurate. You may, for those of you that are single and you're looking, you may be like needing to free yourself from these like really negative thoughts about yourself. Self-examination, like a distortion of yourself. Self-examining yourself and realizing maybe I'm not all that bad as I think I am. And maybe I am worthy of things that are, important things. And walking away from bad attitudes and bad, just bad thought patterns that can't help you go further to meet your soulmate. And you may be needing to give your relationship a chance with yourself, your own relationship with yourself. So that you can, because it's really hard to like love others or bring in somebody else when you're really down, and not feeling great about yourself. So I think many of you may be turning, if you're single and you've been having those problems, even if you're not single and you've been in a relationship and you have these problems with yourself, you are definitely going to be like overcoming them, at least making that first step to finding the balance and the temperance that you need in a situation with yourself, in your relationship with yourself. Yeah, and with the dream card, it says something is revealed, insight, breakthrough. Yeah, it could speak to you having dreams, prophetic dreams, but it could be also just like about daydreaming, with manifestation and stuff. You need to daydream. It's important to daydream with when you want to manifest something. So if you're trying to like, walk away from negative thought patterns and become more of a manifester and try to, let that more positive thought process in, daydream. And remember why you love life and what's good about it and what's good about yourself. Imagine yourself in the ways that you want yourself to be like, And let's see. Yeah, that's what I see. I'm trying to think about. For those of you, in relationships, like I said, some of you may be leaving a relationship, but I think you would have, if you are leaving a relationship this month, you already have known this. So don't worry if you have been having normal like relationships and you're like, there hasn't been any drama, what, they're going to leave, or I'm going to leave, or what. No. You would know. This is the past card right here, so that energy would have already been present. And it doesn't mean you'll break up. It could be that you're going to just walk away from the bad parts, right? You may make a decision with your partner to walk away from the past behaviors that you've been engaging in and to try to start something new with more balance. Because we do have, give your relationship a chance. So I think that if you are, if you have been having problems, it's going to be 50-50. Some of you are going to need to leave the situation to bring in your soulmate, and some of you need to give your relationship a chance because they're your soulmate. Sorry that it goes that way, that it's not so specific. Oh, I hate that when I get like 50-50 readings like that. I'm like, oh yeah, so it's either that or that. But, well, I guess it's like not 50-50 because if you're single and you're trying to improve yourself. Yeah, but that's what I see. Yeah, follow your intuition, and true feelings are masked. You could be dealing with somebody that masks their feelings, and so you don't really know what's going on with them. You're like, I'm lost, and so you may walk away from that type of person. Those of you that are freeing yourself, it could be from somebody who's just constantly masking their feelings, and you're like, I'm tired of dealing with it. Like, I don't know. I can't read your mind, and I'm tired of like feeling like, like illusions. Like it feels like an illusion. Like I don't even know if you really care, right? But some of you may follow your intuition and realize that they are having, feelings that are masked, and you may be able to get them to open up to something new. So I mean, it's really going to depend on your situation. But the thing is that no matter what your situation is, I can tell you that this April is going to be a positive month for you because it's going to end positively. I mean, it's whatever happens is kind of meant to happen, and it's gonna end the way way it needs to end. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to go the way it needs to go. Because the ultimate thing is that you are going to get a soulmate, right, out of the deal. Whether it's walking away from one relationship to find this person, or, you know, fixing what you have. Fixing yourself, or fixing the relationship you have, because they are your soulmate. And so that's all there is to it about that. Like, I wouldn't be too stressed about this. I mean, generally it's a good reading, and April should be very good for you. So I wish you guys all the best, and I hope you have a wonderful April. And yeah, if you like this type of video, you can leave me a comment and let me know, because I'd like to do more forecasts like this, like specific forecasts. I don't know, I might have said that in the beginning already. I'm kind of getting tired. Okay guys, have a wonderful April. Hey, if you chose pile number 6, this is your pile here, guys. So for April 2019. So for the energy that you're coming into till April 2019 is the Ten of Pentacles. So for those of you that are in like a relationship of some kind, which I think might be the majority of you, probably are in a relationship already, you've taken some kind of like step recently. Perhaps you've gotten engaged, there was a ring given maybe, or something like that, or maybe you've moved in together, or you've done something was kind of a very stable and possibly like, most possibly like a material like commitment, kind of some kind of, it could be that maybe you got a gift that had some kind of like legacy attached to it, maybe, or something, you know, with importance. But overall, I mean, it's a very good energy, Ten of Pentacles. It's very happy, so you should be feeling pretty financially stable and very good about yourself, you know, very good in that aspect of your life, material-wise. And the Seven of Pentacles, it's about harvesting, so you may be like harvesting something. See, that what I find interesting about this is that I don't really associate the Pentacles too much with, you know, your love life. So it could mean that some of you are involved in some way, if you have a partner, with your, you know, your work. Maybe you guys work together, you have plans together, kind of material plans that you've been focusing on a lot. And maybe you hit one, you know, one thing that you wanted, and now you're kind of working on something else, right? And you're refining it with the Eight of Pentacles. Because that's what the Seven of Pentacles kind of can be about, harvest, but then you're going to have to, once you harvest all of that, you have to, you know, continue, right? And do it again. So it can be like, you know, refining it, kind of, and working hard. It can be, you know, fine-tuning it. It could be that that's just your energy in the relationship. Could be just a little bit more, for those of you that are in relationships, it could be just that you're a little bit more boring. Not necessarily though, because we do have some good stuff here. We have heart-to-heart conversations, express your love. So it says like, go ahead and express your love. Maybe for those of you that are a little bit too focused on your work, you may want to express your love, because there may be some codependency. It could be that you have a partner that's like, you don't pay attention to me, all you do is work. And you might have to, you know, to get rid of that energy, you may have to, you know, express your love to them and have a heart-to-heart conversation. We have the Five of Cups, which is really about like, kind of like about loss and sadness, right? Like feeling down and out. This doesn't have to be permanent energy, and it doesn't have to mean anything terrible, because I do see we have other really great cards. So you could just have, if there is someone with this, because that's the thing about this card, is that like codependency and stuff like that, people are only codependent because they feel like they lack something, right? That's why they're dependent on someone else, because they think without that person they're not going to be able to you know, go on, or they're not going to be able to, it's like that type of energy, right? It's like an insecure energy. And with the Five of Cups, we have 2 cups upright, but she's not paying attention about that. She's all worried about the stuff that's spilled, right? So she's focusing on that. And a codependent behavior has a similar type of atmosphere. It exists because you think that there's some lack, that you somehow lack. You can't be alone, right? You're not good enough to be, like, you need to be with that person, or they need to be with you. It could be that you're dealing with somebody in your life that's a bit codependent, and you may be trying to like work and they may be codependent, and it may drive you nuts. And yeah, the best way would be, if you're in that situation, is to express your love to them, so that they know, okay, yeah, I'm focused on this thing. Yeah, I'm shut up in the room, and I'm like, reading all the time, and researching and whatever. But I still love you, and have maybe a heart-to-heart conversation. And you may have to for some of you, with the use your skills to aid others, some of you may have a career that will help a romantic partner or a love interest of some kind, and that can really bring like some good it may offer you guys a chance to have heart-to-heart conversations, and a moment where you can express your love, kind of, right? Because they may depend on you, like, so the codependency in this case could actually be that they need your help for something, and you may be in that situation where you can have them being a little bit codependent on you, because they're like, I can help you with that. I know these skills. I got skills to pay the bills and to help you out. But yeah, and you have yours safe from harm. So that's, if this 5 of Cup energy does happen to you, and you feel like down and out about something, you're safe from harm, and it's not going to be lasting. Don't worry. You have eternal love, happiness, harmony, fulfillment. 9 of Hearts, it's fulfillment, harmony, protection. Like I said, I think that this energy, like, this is totally a fulfillment type of energy here. And harmonious. It's all very oh wow, sorry, harmonious. Ow, that's hot. I'm such a like a klutz. There we go, a ditz. I was gonna say a ditz, but a klutz. See, I'm just all over the place. Yeah, I just think it's gonna be, you're safe from harm. It's just gonna be generally actually a very good month for you. Besides maybe some codependent behavior, maybe it could be on your part. If it's on your part, evaluate why you feel codependent. What is it that is making you feel that way? Do you feel like you lack in something? If so, you need to go down inside of yourself and find out why you feel like you lack, right? But yeah, those are the messages I've got for this pile. I think that's short and sweet, kind of, but I think that's about the energy that I see for you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful April. Oh my goodness. And yeah, if you have a birthday this month, happy birthday. Mine's on the 18th. I'm gonna have my birthday. Yay, Aries! I'm like all kinds of Aries. I'm like Aries Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus. I'm Aries all over the place. Yeah, that's probably why I talk so fast. Aries Mercury. Like, ah! Okay, guys. Take care, and I hope you have a wonderful April, and all your, wishes come true. And check back for more videos. Subscribe if you want. Leave likes, comments, and stuff. I love to hear from you. Okay? Bye, guys.